Okay, hello everyone. So today I want to talk to you about sabotage. Okay, and forgive me if I'm sniffling, my allergies are acting up. And I will be looking at my notes quite often because I don't want to miss anything. This is really important that I get all my points across. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes that I took. I took detailed notes and I don't want you to miss this important information. So I want to speak to those who are either business owners or those in the startup phase of a new business venture. And as a faith-based entrepreneur, I can tell you, you are going to deal with people who are not going to have your best interest at heart. Okay? People will try and talk you out of your dreams, wreck your plans, or sabotage what you've worked hard to build. And I've experienced this firsthand from people sabotaging my plans and most recently my business. One that I've spent about 60 hours a week and 4 years to build. But not just my business, my personal love life as well. But that's going to be a separate video for another time. So today I want to focus on the business aspect for those who are business owners or thinking of starting a business. First and foremost, this just came to my mind. Whatever it is that you're looking to do not tell too many people about it, because people do not want to see you do something other than they know you for always having done. Okay, so if you think back in my last video, I mentioned in one of the verses that I read that, Jesus went back to his hometown to, preach in the synagogue there. And the people were amazed by his knowledge and his wisdom, but they became offended by his knowledge and his wisdom because they knew him as a carpenter and they knew him as the child that grew up in that town. They knew his sisters, they knew his brothers. So they didn't want to see him in any other way except what they remember him as being, which was a carpenter. And so when he went away, gained his knowledge, gained his wisdom, and came back and was preaching to them, although they were amazed at it, they weren't proud of him. They weren't celebrating him. In fact, they wanted to tear him down. And he realized that, and he never went back to that town to perform any miracles after that, just because he knew that the people were really not for him. And that can happen a lot in life too. If you've got something that you're so excited about and you start telling this one and that one, they're 9 times out of 10, if they're not growing at the same level that you are, they're going to try to talk you out of it, or they're going to say it's a stupid idea, or they're going to tell you all the reasons why it's not going to work. Or if you've already built a business like I have, you may get people that quietly start trying to tear that business down for you. And so, you have to focus, you have to just stay focused on what it is that you're doing and not tell too many people. And people may be jealous of your success and want to tear you down. They do this in secret, thinking no one will know. But with discernment, not only will you recognize the signs, God will even show you who's doing it. Okay, so not everyone who celebrates you publicly is for you. So some people will clap for you publicly, but tear you down or compete with you in private. And discernment will show you what charisma tries to hide. Okay, let me say that again. Discernment will show you what charisma tries to hide. So how do you protect yourself in the life you're working so hard to create when you're dealing with hateful, vindictive people? First and foremost, turn to God in prayer, okay? And ask him to guide you and guide your next steps. Then turn to scriptures that supports what you're going through. And it's really important when you're building something that you pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to The people that you talk to, you may start networking and meeting a lot of new people. Pay attention to who those people are. And, unfortunately, you're going to have to see if there's some kind of motive behind whatever it is. Like if they're asking you your business secrets or wanting to know how you did this or how you did that, it's not because they're always for you. So please be very careful of that. But turn to scripture that supports what you're going through if you start going through something. And I have a couple of scriptures here that I want to share with you that I'm going to read to you, okay? So Proverbs 26:6 tells us, he who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet, sabotaging himself, and drinks the violence it brings on himself as a consequence. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And then also in Proverbs, I love Proverbs. If you haven't read the book of Proverbs, please read it. It is full of wisdom and it will help you in your everyday life. So then Proverbs 26:28 tells us, liars hate their victim while flatterers sabotage trust. Liars hate their victim while flatterers sabotage trust. And I just want to tell you, some people just won't like your spirit. Your spirit agitates their demons. And no matter what you do to get some people to like you, they're just not going to like you. They're going to just naturally fall back into not liking you. Or they could like you today, not like you tomorrow. That is not a consistent person that's on your side, okay? If somebody likes you, they're going to consistently like you no matter what. They're not going to like you one day and then stabbing you in the back the next. Okay, that's not how this works. So in 1 Timothy 4:1, chapter 4, verse 1, it states, but even so, the Spirit very clearly tells us that in the last days, some will abandon the true faith because of their devotion to spirits sent to deceive and sabotage. They will end up following the doctrine of demons without even realizing it. And both Romans 12:19 and Hebrews 10:30, they both say similar things when it comes to being sabotaged. Avenge not yourselves, saith the Lord. Give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, saith the Lord. So if you're going through something, you know who sabotaged you. In some cases, you may have a business partner. I had a close friend who opened up a bakery in Melbourne, Florida, and she went into business with this woman, and, it looked like a good fit. It looked like it was going to work. They both put money into this business. I think they both put $10,000 in, and this woman was going to run the kind of like the back end of it, while my friend, whose name I'm not going to say, ran the front of the business. She did all the baking and stuff like that for this bakery, while this other woman ran the business side of it. Well, she took off with all the money. So not only did she take off with the money that the bakery was making, she took off with the money that they had in their joint account and was never seen or heard from again. And, this friend ended up, having to start back at square one. She didn't give up. She didn't give up the business, but she ended up having to start all over again from scratch and build her business from scratch, because now all the money was gone and the business partner was gone too. So in some cases, you may have to seek legal counsel like I had to do. I had to do this past week because someone got a hold of my client list and has been encouraging some of my clients to falsely accuse me of things I didn't do with my suppliers. And it's very heartbreaking when you work that hard to achieve something and somebody goes and is just quietly destroying you in the background. Okay? God will reveal this to you. Okay? And it was revealed to me that somebody is slowly trying to destroy your business. Not even just my business, but there were other things I stepped out in faith to try to do. And they found out about it and put the kibosh on it. They went and told that person, don't help them. Don't give them this role. Don't let them model for your company, or whatever the case may be. They put the kibosh on it. God is not going to bless people who do that. Okay. They may see some success, but in the long run, he's going to put the kibosh on them, because what comes around goes around. The worst and most evil kind of person is the one who knows what you've been through, sees your pain, yet still chooses to make it worse. That is the worst kind of person. I mean, you could have just gone through so much, and sometimes the people that are hurting you the most, they've seen what you've gone through, and instead of supporting you and helping you, they're still trying to tear you down. I have never understood that type of a person, because I don't have that in my heart to do that to somebody. So when I see somebody else doing that, it's just mind-blowing to me that somebody would be that evil. But there are people out there that are just that evil. And, you know, as I said before, normal people don't go around destroying other human beings, because they have empathy, they have sympathy, they have compassion. And so they don't do it, you know? I mean, if you don't like somebody, just go off and live your life and forget they ever existed. Don't sit there and try to destroy somebody because they're not doing what you want them to do, not saying what you want them to say, and not going in the direction that you want them to go in. Not everybody's path is meant to be the same. Not everybody is meant to be in your life for more than a season. Some people briefly touched your life and chose to pull themselves out of your life. You know, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you as a person. They don't care what sacrifices you made to get to where you are today, or the roadblocks you encountered. They just want to tear you down and see you suffer. And I hate to say this, I hate to sound negative, but you need to understand that not everybody out there is good. Not everybody out there is kind, and not everybody out there is going to be for you, especially if they see you rising or already experiencing some level of success. They're going to want to keep you down as much as they can and not see you get to that next level. You do not want to be around those types of people. And remember this, God will expose every person in your life or sitting on the sidelines studying your every move, so they can figure out how to destroy you or sabotage any future success. You won't have to dig. The proof will fall right into your lap. God has already shown me who has been trying to sabotage me. He has. And it hasn't just been one person. It's been two or three. But it's been one person specifically chipping away at my clients. One person specifically. And what's interesting is the other person that's has been trying to sabotage me does exactly what I do for a living. And this person knows that person, but he's not trying to sabotage her because he's involved with her. So it isn't even like, I don't even like what you're doing because this other person is doing exactly what I'm doing, but he likes that person. It's that he doesn't like that I'm succeeding at it. How dare I succeed at anything? Okay. And so sometimes, you know, you may have people on the sidelines that are just watching you. And initially you're thinking, okay, that's cool. This person, you know, must dig me or something like that. They must really like me. And that isn't always the case. I've learned this, That isn't always the case. Sometimes people are watching you, watching your every move so they can figure out how to destroy you. Okay. It's not because they like you. It's not because they want to be in your life. It's because they want to figure out, how can I get this person? How can I get back at this person? Sometimes if you have like a strong type A personality like me, you know, I'm German, I'm Latin, I'm Indian. Okay. Those are some strong personalities there. At least the German and the Latin side is. And I'm also a Taurus, you know, so we are very, very, you know, straightforward type A personalities. And sometimes you will get people who, they're not going to face you. They're not going to come to your face and say the things about you that they don't like, because honestly, they don't really know you and they don't even really have a reason not to like you. They just don't want to like you. Okay. And when you run into those people, what they'll do is they'll study you on the sidelines and they'll figure out, who is this person? Why am I so agitated by this person? They just get under my skin and I don't like them. And so they'll study you, they'll study your moves, almost like stalking. They'll study your moves, they'll study what you're doing. If you're talking to anybody, so I encourage you, don't talk about anything, because then when you start speaking things out loud, they'll figure out, oh, okay, she's going to go do this. I'm going to go and sabotage that before she even gets to even make the phone call. They've already sabotaged it, or if you're experiencing a setback, they're going to make sure that you get set back 2 more steps back from the step back that you were already experiencing. So that's what that type of person will do. So this week, I encourage you to keep going, keep pushing through, don't give up, fight for your future and yourself. The devil would like nothing more for you than for you to just give up, to just quit, just sit at home and do absolutely nothing. Live the rest of your life doing nothing, seeing nobody, having nobody in your corner, living in isolation, and just waiting for the sweet embrace of death to take you away. And that may sound dramatic, but honestly, some people really think like that. Some people don't want to see you happy, okay? If you're single, there are people out there who don't want to see you happy in a relationship. They don't want to see you with anybody, okay? They don't want to see you happy. Now, they can be over there with 10 other people. They could be over there with 3 other people. But God forbid, if you start focusing on somebody that you like because they're not liking you, they just don't want to see you happy. So they're going to try to sabotage that. Some people don't want to see you successful. They don't like that you have things. They don't like that you've worked hard to accomplish and get things. Okay? Even if they're seeing somebody who has the exact same things that you have and do the exact same thing that you do, they're okay with that person having and doing and being. They're just not okay with you having and being and doing. I know I'm going through it right now. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, but unfortunately, there are people out there like that. So whatever you do, fight. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep going. If you have to seek legal counsel and you got to contact every single client, or you got to, send a cease and desist through your attorneys, do that. But pray about it first, because if you take matters into your own hands, that's when it could get really ugly. Because God knows I've thought about it on many occasions, going back and knocking on these particular clients' doors, because I do get to find out who they are and ask them, what were you thinking? Why would you listen to this person's counsel? Why would you want to do something like this when all I was doing was trying to help you? My goal is to go in the community and help people who are sick, who are chronically ill, who are suffering in some way. How dare somebody else go and mess with that and then talk that person into going and filing false allegations against me for absolutely no other reason than that they themselves can't come and stab me in the back. So they're going to use other people to do it for them. That's Satan working through them. Okay. That is not coming from God. Okay. That is a bad spirit operating through this individual. So I encourage you to pray. And God knows I've prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed about it. Prayed for the person, prayed for the people. It hasn't stopped. Matter of fact, they may back down a little bit and then they start all over and get revved up all over again. It's a bad spirit. It's a bad spirit that's on them. And that spirit is not leaving them. No matter how hard I've tried or prayed about it, it's not happening. So instead of you trying to fix whatever it is, if it's somebody in your life, forget about it. They're going to have an epiphany or some kind of divine intervention for that to happen. Okay. And they may go to their deathbed with it never happening. That's not on you. Just keep pushing forward, because guess what? Your light needs to continue to shine in an otherwise dark world. And if you give up and you give in, there is something on you that God gave that's inside of you that he may need you to share with the world. And if you give up and give in, guess what? Satan has won. Satan has won. He's got somebody else that gave up and now isn't going to get that message out there to somebody else who really needed to hear it. So I encourage you not to give up. Keep going, keep fighting, and let your light shine in what could otherwise be a dark world. And God will just slowly start doing this. He'll start opening it up, and opening it up, where you just are, the darkness will just be on the side of you. It'll have to part, and you'll just he'll keep pushing you forward. Don't you worry, but don't give up. And once again, I encourage you, if you have a dream, keep it to yourself. If you've got steps you're taking, something great is about to happen this week for you, keep it to yourself until after it's happened. Then you can share that win or that success. But take it in baby steps and keep it to yourself until God tells you to reveal it. I hope this has helped someone today, and good luck with your ventures.